Welcome back to Community Media's Year in Review. I'm Jim Schenke. We're at the Gettysburg Hotel, where we've been the guest of manager Chuck Moran, making this fabulous facility available to us during this beautiful holiday season here in downtown Gettysburg. Year in Review wouldn't be complete without talking to the newspaperman who's responsible for documenting everything that happens in the community. But today he actually wants to talk about how to get folks in the community involved in telling the stories that you tell. Talk to us about the type of involvement you already have or hope to have with people here in Adams County.
Absolutely, Jim. Thanks a lot for having me on today. We are so much better set up for that than we were when I started 11 years ago.
Now, you and your staff have a lot of news to cover.
Yes.
You're very hardworking. Are you really serious about soliciting this much input from the county?
Yes.
Because you guys are going crazy all the time.
I'm out there all the time talking to people about this. We need to publish it in a paper. And so you see a lot in a paper, submitted photo. And that's a lot of the people, getting engaged with the paper and sending that stuff in.
What do you want to see happen in 2017? We've talked in general. What do you see the relationship changing between the community and yourself, hopefully, to tell the stories efficiently?
I really don't want it to change. I want it to improve. I think we have a great relationship with our community. Told us, and we were able to finagle some stuff and get a reporter down there for those meetings, because it wasn't the everyday mundane approving a shed, paying the bills, what have you.
You were talking about smartphone and being a main source of news and information for so many people,
yes,
including even journalists. There's the perception that newspapers are dying. They're the dinosaur. They're done for. And there's some evidence that things are going that way. But you're telling me that for papers like yourself, not necessarily the case.
Absolutely. I mean, the smaller outlets is where you get your local news. By community, I mean all of Adams County.
Now, almost everyone's wired in right there in their hand.
Yeah.
People want their information. They want it now. They don't want it tomorrow morning. They want it now. How is that changing or putting pressure on how you tell the stories into your business?
It's making it a lot easier and a lot more difficult for sometimes, because a lot of our stories, just by scrolling through Facebook pages and saying, well, that'd be something cool to cover, and we go out there and we do that.
Public discourse in America in general this year specifically, very vitriolic,
yes,
particularly politically, and politicians are perhaps the most hated people in the land right now. Sometimes journalists not so far behind in the distaste. How is the relationship between the local reporters like yourself with the community? Are you spared from that, or are you still got to deal with those perceptions about the media not being on our side?
Obviously, I probably have a very biased view of that. So I will say that my perception is that it's usually very good, because, as I said, we live here, we work here, and our kids go to school here.
One of your reporters just wrote an excellent column, one of the best I've ever seen, on the responsibilities of a journalist to everyone in the community, whatever their views are, their worldviews. And talk to me a little bit about, it was his opinion, but I'm going to guess maybe any responsible journalist could share it. Talk to me about what was in your paper and how it really is what you guys try to live by.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, sometimes there's this perception out there that we're only being objective if we're telling only someone's side of the story. Unlike the news stations who tend to be slanted one way or the other, we don't think the reader's stupid. We think the readers are smart enough to read both sides and come up with their own opinion on that.
Well, Alex, as someone who's a news junkie, I want to thank you for what you do, what your staff does, what your entire paper does to represent and report necessary information to our entire community.
Oh, thank you, Jim.
Before we wrap up, is there anything you wanted? I mean, we've been talking to the community. Is there anything you want to say straight to the folks at home?
Yeah, all I want to tell people is all the time, never hesitate to give us a call. Feel free to give us a call, drop us an email at any time.
Well, Alex, thank you for joining us. It's a busy time of the year for everyone. I know you're going to be visiting some family. I hope you have a wonderful Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, Jim. It was great to come out here, and definitely appreciate the Gettysburg Hotel for all they do for us.
Absolutely, and appreciate you joining us on our year-end in review. It's a wonderful time of year here in Gettysburg. I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year that's blessed very much. Thank you for joining us, Alex.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.